Assalamu alaikum, dear student of class 9. I am Shariful Islam, your biology teacher. I hope you are all well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Already we finished our chapter 7, exchange of gas. From this chapter, we learned about plant gases exchange, the main function of respiratory system, structure and function of lungs, gases exchange and human body, causes, symptoms, remedy, and the preventive measures of the disease of respiratory system. Today, I want to discuss about some board question on this chapter. At first, Kumilla Board 2019, this theme is problem in lungs. There are three problems in lungs: whistling sound in the chest, heariness of voice and frequently fever, coughing and sometimes cough up to blood. This is X, this is Y, and this Z. This is our STEM. First question: what is transgenic? This is from chapter 11 or chapter 14. Why sudden cold breeze cannot do any harm if enters to lung? Explain. C number: explained about Z mentioned disease. Between X and Y, which one is very dangerous for human body? Analyze it. We can say about question 2, why sudden cold breeze cannot do any harm if enters to lung. There is a model answer. The front side of nasal passage is covered with cilia and the hinder part is lined by mucus producing membrane. So, when air passes through nasal passages, it is warmed up to body temperature and humidified. So, sudden cold breeze cannot do any harm to the lung. Next question: explain about the Z mentioned disease. The Z mentioned disease in the STEM is tuberculosis. Z, coughing and sometimes cough up blood. Let's see the tuberculosis disease. This is a airborne infectious disease. A bacteria, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, is the main agent of this disease. There are some symptoms about tuberculosis disease. This is weight loss, general weakness, usually cough and cold continuing more than 3 weeks, coughing sometimes with blood. These symptoms is matched with our STEM, coughing and sometimes cough with blood. So these symptoms or these STEMs belongs to tuberculosis symptom. Tuberculosis is a well-known airborne infectious disease. In some cases, people coming with contact with patient having skin affected by germs of tuberculosis are more likely to develop the disease. Those who work hard, are weak, live in damp and unhealthy environment, suffer from malnutrition, or remain exposed to patient of tuberculosis easily become the victim of tuberculosis. Most of us think tuberculosis is only a lung disease. This idea is not correct at all. Tuberculosis occurs at any organ of person infected with tuberculosis, like as intestine, bone, etc. Tuberculosis disease or tuberculosis affected person infected with tuberculosis become very sick, and the symptoms are not exposed easily. When the germs destroy white blood corpuscles, the body becomes weak, then the symptoms are exposed. There are some causes of tuberculosis, like as the disease is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis, a type of bacteria. However, some other bacteria that belongs to the Mycobacterium family may also cause tuberculosis. These germs spread in the unhealthy environment easily. We can add some symptom of tuberculosis: weight loss, general weakness, and usually cough and cold continued more than 3 weeks, coughing sometimes with blood, evening sweat and rise of low fever, chest pain, indigestion, abdominal disease. We can add some remedy like as continued treatment according to the advice of physician. Treatment of the advice is a lengthy process. Treatment should be continued still to complete cure is achieved. Physician's instruction must be followed strictly. Patient with tuberculosis should be isolated or sent to hospital for effective and complete treatment. And then keep the used belongings of the patient separately. Patient cough and sputum should be burned in the soil. Proper treatment and adequate nutrition, nutritious diet should be arranged. Without counseling the physician, medicine should not be stopped. Some prevention are below. To get rid of this disease, all children should be vaccinated by BCG. The baby should be vaccinated within 1 year after birth. Through BCG vaccination gives children protection against deadly tuberculosis. It doesn't remain effective in growing up. So, administering vaccination in childhood is not a lifelong protection. There are facilities of vaccination in different health centers of the country. The next question: between X and Y, which one is very dangerous for human being? X is whistling sound in the chest, and Y worsen of voice and frequently fever. This stem shows that X and Y disease of stem are asthma and lung cancer respectively. Between the two, lung cancer is very dangerous for human being than the asthma. Now, we have to say about the disease asthma. Asthma usually occurs due to overactive immunity system. The immunity system works more severely than necessary when a foreign body enters into lungs. In many cases, asthma patients have a family history of this disease. It is not a contagious or microbe-borne disease. On the other hand, lung cancer is the leading cause of death of male cancer patient in our country. Smoking is considered to be one of the main causes of lung cancer. Some causes of lung cancer. Lung cancer may be caused by air and environmental pollution coming in contact with pollution like asbestos, arsenic, chromium, nickel, solid metal powder, etc. in workplace and home. Tuberculosis or any other pneumonia cause on type of wound that afterward turns into cancer. It is assumed that shortage of rapids in diet increase the possibility of the disease. Some sign of lung cancer, like as the sooner primary symptoms of lungs cancer are diagnosed and given treatment, the more is the chance of living longer. Primary symptoms of lung cancer are found like number 1, long-lasting dry irritating cough, chest pain, then hoarseness of voice, gradual or day-by-day loss of weight, loss of appetite, asthma, frequent fever, are repeatedly infected by pneumonia and bronchitis, feel pain in bones, weakness, paralysis of any gland, jaundice is the sign of lung cancer. So the symptoms or sign of lung cancer and asthma, we can say the lung cancer is the most dangerous or very dangerous for human body than the asthma. This is the another board question, Chittagong board, Chattogram board 2019. Jamal is a helper of carrying passenger bus at Dhaka city. Nowadays he fell suffocation, his lips become blue, whistling sound in the chest of his. On the other hand, Kamal served at a chemical factory. He eats roughage in a small amount. He has coughing and chest pain from long day. He is suffering from fever frequently and weight is decreasing. Number A, question number A, what is respiration? B, the flowering of plants depends on photoperiod. Explain. This question is from the chapter number 11. By which disease Jamal is affected? Describe the cause and remedy of this disease. Which one of two diseases of Jamal and Kamal is comparatively risky for health? In the above stream, give your opinion. So, there is two persons, Jamal and Kamal. Jamal carrying a person, some symptoms of Jamal's disease. Number 1, nowadays he feels suffocation, his lip become blue. Suffocation and his lips becomes blue. Symptom suffocation, lips become blue, the vein of the neck swell up. This is a symptom of asthma. So, Jamal is suffering from asthma. On the other hand, Kamal, the disease symptom, he eats roughage in a small, he has coughing and chest pain from long day. He is suffering from fever frequently and weight is decreasing. The symptoms of Kamal are similar to long-lasting dry irritating cough, chest pain, hoarseness of voice, gradual or day-by-day loss of weight, loss of appetite. This symptom is matched with Kamal. So, Kamal is suffering from lung cancer. Okay. What is respiration? Question number A. A process of inhaling oxygen with which digested food substance in the body cell are oxidized, convert to potential energy into usable energy, that is called kinetic energy, and eliminate carbon dioxide. This process is called respiration. Third question, by which disease Kamal is affected? According to the steam, Jamal is affected by asthma. So we have to say about asthma detail. Asthma usually occurs due to overactive immunity system. The immunity system works more severely than necessary when a foreign body enters into lungs. In many cases, asthma patients have a family history of disease. It is not a contagious of microbes-borne disease. Causes of asthma: certain allergic foods like as prawns, beef, vegetables, etc., smoke, dust, pollen, etc., entering the lungs with the inhaled air can be the cause of asthma. In infant, common cold may cause symptoms of asthma. There are some exception from our text. There are some exceptions like as a seasonal variation is noted. Symptoms of asthma increase in certain season around the year. Okay, then some symptoms and sign of asthma. The symptoms of the disease are follows, like sudden increase in respiratory distress, suffocation, lips becomes blue, the vein of the neck swell up, rapid deep breathing is attempted, and whistling sound in the chest, as sufficient oxygen is not available in the alveolus, that results in the sufferings of the patient. Sometimes word sputum may be discharged with coughing. Usually there is no fever. During inspiration, the skin between two ribs is drawn inward. Patient becomes weak. There is some remedy of asthma, like as by medical treatment the disease cannot be fully cured, but by proper medication prompt relief may be ensured, like as avoid allergens, live in clear well ventilated room, avoid using or coming into contact with some items like as animal fur, artificial fiber, etc., that aggravate the symptoms. Be careful and follow physician advice. Avoid smoking, tobacco, jot the goal. Then serve patient liquid diet during breathing problem. And we can also add some prevention from asthma disease, like as live in hygienic atmosphere, avoid the air pollution and things that may cause asthma in the workplace or house. Always carry inhaled and medicine and take them when necessary. It is to be noted that quack treatment of the disease with high dose steroid, which gives instant relief from pain but cause long-lasting negative health consequence. This type of treatment as well as quack should be avoided. The next question number D. Which disease? Question number D. Which one of the diseases of Jamal and Kamal is comparatively risky for health in the above stem? Okay. From the stem, we can say the disease of Jamal is asthma and the disease of Kamal is lung cancer. Ultimately, lung cancer is most dangerous than asthma. There is same question that are placed in the first CQ question between X and Y, which one is very dangerous for human body. This is the same question and answer should be same. We can start another CQ question. Dinajpur Board 2019. C6H12O6 glucose plus 6 oxygen plus 6 carbon dioxide plus 6H2O plus ATP this is some mistake, not plus, there should be equal or arrow. This stem note 6 oxygen is A and 6 carbon dioxide noted by B. Question number 1 A. What is bronchitis? What is bronchiole? Number B. How air is purified in human body? Explain. D. Describe the absorption mechanism of A in human body. And D. For the fitness of organ which is carrying A or B components, which what you will do, analyze. Okay, fine. This is a complete CQ of from chapter number 7. We can say about question number A, what is bronchioles? Bronchioles is a part of respiratory system. The lower end of trachea is divided into 2 bronchi which divide and subdivide repeatedly. These divisions are called bronchioles. Bronchiole is the last part of our respiratory system in lungs, and the ends of bronchiole there are many air bubbles like as alveoli. Question 2 or B, how air is purified in human body? Explain. Okay, before entering into the lung, air is purified in human body so that it becomes suitable to be received by lung. The front side of nasal passage is covered with cilia and the rear part is lined by mucous membrane. The cilia together with mucus serve to trap foreign substance such as germs and dust. Before entering the lungs, this makes the air free from dirt and the air is purified. This is the technique of air purified before the entering into lung. Question C. Describe the absorption mechanism of A in human body. A equal to oxygen. How oxygen is absorbed in human body? Okay. A is the steam, is oxygen. The absorption mechanism of oxygen human body, we can say about this. In the blood, oxygen does not remain free. A large amount of oxygen combined with the hemoglobin of the red blood corpuscles and forms oxyhemoglobin. Hemoglobin react with oxygen and make oxyhemoglobin. Oxyhemoglobin is a unstable compound, and this oxyhemoglobin can easily separate oxygen and hemoglobin. This oxyhemoglobin is temporary compound. Producing this compound depend on the concentration of oxygen in the plasma. During blood transport, a large amount of oxygen diffused from the plasma to the lymph. This happens when the oxygen concentration in the lymph is less, so the oxygen concentration in the plasma becomes less. Then hemoglobin begins to give up oxygen, which was bound with it. In this way, at first oxygen enters the plasma and then into the lymph or intercellular fluid. Steps which occur during oxygen transportation are described below, like as the exchange of gas between alveoli and blood and tissue occurs by diffusion. Diffusion of gases takes place due to a gas pressure difference. after entering into the blood from the lungs, dissolves oxygen flows in two ways. A small amount of oxygen flows in the plasma and most of the oxygen makes a loose bond with the iron part of hemoglobin. This form of temporary compound is called oxyhemoglobin. From oxyhemoglobin, oxygen separates easily. That's called hemoglobin plus oxygen equal to oxyhemoglobin, unstable compound. Oxyhemoglobin, then free oxygen plus hemoglobin. After entering the blood capillaries, oxygen separate and penetrate into limbs by diffusion, first from the red blood corpuscles and then blood capillaries. Last, from the limb, oxygen reaches to the cell after penetrating of cell membrane. And through this process, oxygen absorbed by human body or human cell. The next question, for the fitness of organ which is carrying A and B components, what you will do? Analyze. A and B components of the steam are oxygen and carbon dioxide. The organ which is carrying the A and B components is lungs. For the fitness of lungs, we will do following this. Number 1, I will live in clean and well ventilated room and maintain hygienic atmospheric in the room. 2, I will avoid smoking, drinking alcohol, using tobacco, jorda, gul, etc. I will abstain from working in environment with dust or smoke. I will keep myself safe from extreme cold. I will ensure or consume balanced nutritious food and plenty of water, like as roughage types of food. In case of any problem in breathing, I will follow physician advice and will take medicine. This is some measures to keep fit of our lungs, and this is some measures to free from any disease of respiratory system. So student, no more today. Today I delivered 3 CQ question, Kumilla Board 2019, Chattogram Board 2019 and Dinajpur Board 2019. And next day, in our next class, I want to discuss about more 3 another question related to this chapter. Thank you very much. Stay home and save yourself.